Good morning, everyone. I am Biswanath Bhowmick, chemistry teacher of ICSE School. Today, I am going to discuss the first chapter of class 10 chemistry, periodic table and periodic properties. Okay. Today, I am going to discuss the two major properties of this chapter. First is atomic radius or ionic radius, and second is ionization energy or ionization potential. Later, I will discuss what is ionization energy and what is ionization potential. But first, we will try to discuss about radius of the elements. So, get ready with your copies and pen. Try to understand about the element first. First, in periodic table, as you move left to right, first is hydrogen, then helium. Okay. But as you move downwards, hydrogen, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium. Here, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon. Okay. Okay. First, our topic is radius. Okay. Now try to understand about radius. What is radius? First, radius is a concept of distance in case of atom, the distance between nucleus and the outermost shell. This is called radius. So, what is radius? Distance between the nucleus and outermost shell. Okay. Now, try to understand as we move left to right, radius slowly decreases. Okay, radius slowly decreases. Okay, but don't compare this. This is the radius of boron. No, it is a general concept. As you move left to right, see the radius slowly decreases. Okay, but as you move downwards, radius increases. Okay, from the diagram, it is very clear that radius increases, radius decreases. But what is the main reason behind this? Why this radius decreases as we move left to right? Try to understand. In case of hydrogen, what is the number of electron? 1, then 2. Okay. In case of boron, what is the number of electron? Since it is 1, it is 2, it is 3, it is 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, see, the number of proton increases by 1. All of you know the number of proton and number of electron for a neutral atom always equal, neutral atom. Suppose if we consider here only 1 electron present. So, number of proton here 5, but number of proton and number of electrons are equal in case of neutral atom. Since the number of electron here 1, so what is the number of proton? 1. Now in case of second element 5 to 6, so number of electron if it is 1, so in case of next it is 2 electron, so proton is obviously 2 proton. Here electron increases 3, proton 3, electron 4, proton 4. Why? 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 1 increases in each cases. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Obviously number of proton electron equals, so proton also 1, 2, 3, 4. Now all of you know the charge of proton is positive, charge of electron is negative. Okay. Now there is an attraction between positive and negative charge. Since proton is positive, it is proton. Proton is positive, so positive, electron is negative. It is positive, it is negative. Okay. So try to understand. There is an attraction between proton and electron due to the opposite charge. Now the number of proton in the nucleus increases, so attraction also increases, because this is the total charge inside the nucleus charge. Here how many charge? 1. Here how many charges? 2, 3, 4 and so on. So since the number of charge, that is the positive charge inside the nucleus increases, therefore attraction towards the outermost electron increases. So now all of you know, if the attraction increases, radius decreases, because it attracts the outer electrons with more force. Why? Because number of proton more. Here the number of proton only 1, number of proton 4. So since the number of proton increases, so attraction towards the outermost electron increases, so radius quickly decreases. So as you move left to right, radius decreases. But what will happen if we move downwards, that is along the column? Keeping in your mind, as you move downwards, electron always enter into the new shell. What do you mean by new shell? Look at the board. Here outermost shell contain how many electron? 1, 2, 3, 4. Up to which? Up to 8. Because all of you know about the octets rule, 8 means it gains stability. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now it is not possible for outermost shell contain 9 electron. It is not possible because 8 means already stable. So in case of 8 electron, it is done. But for the new electron, then the element come to the next line. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, up to 8 it is done. So what is the about the ninth electron? In case of ninth electron, since ninth electron, look at the board, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So ninth electron cannot accommodated in that shell. Ninth electron. So that's why ninth electron enter into the new cell. Here 8 electron, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 is done here. So ninth electron enter into the another shell, new shell. See here all the first cell. Okay. So now you can ask me, sir, why it is possible for first shell 8 electron? No, actually it is for concept. First shell always contain 2. See here 1 electron, here 2 electron. First shell always contain 2. Then I discuss from here. Okay, so don't think about that. Actually it is the second shell. So here only 1 electron, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So what is about the ninth electron? Ninth enter into the new shell. So now same repeat. Inner orbital contain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So outer it contain 1. So second electron enter here. Up to which? Again here up to 8 electron here. So now try to understand, this shell contain 8 electrons. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again next shell up to 8 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So here already first 8 done, second 8 done. So what is about the ninth electron? Again see the new orbit. So as you move downwards, outermost shell always contain the same number of electrons. See here the outermost shell 1, here also 1, here also 1. But always enter into the new orbit. So from these it is very clear that since the new orbital will add here, so distance from nucleus to outermost electron increases. Because see, it is suppose first shell, then it is second shell, it is third shell. So cell addition, how many cells addition will be there? 2. See, since the more shell added here, so distance between the nucleus to outermost shell increases. So all of you know, suppose it is magnet and it is iron, suppose they are more close, so more attraction, distance increases, attraction decreases. So here distance increases, so that is why positively charged proton and electron distance increases, therefore their attraction decreases. Distance increases, attraction decreases. In case of magnet and iron, same, distance less, attraction more, distance more, attraction less. So since here distance increases, so attraction decreases. Now since the attraction decreases, so radius increases here. So now try to understand the summary. As we listen properly, as we move left to right, the electron enter into the same shell. As we move downwards, electron enter always into the new shell. Suppose it is first, suppose it is second, it is third, and so on. So as you move left to right, electron enter into the same shell. Now number of electron increases one by one. Therefore number of proton increases in the nucleus, because the number of proton and electrons are equal for neutral atom. Now since number of protons slowly increases, so the attraction force towards outermost electron increases, because proton attracts electron. So since the attraction increases, so radius decreases. Look at my finger, attraction increases, radius decreases. Now here as we move downwards, new electron enter into the new shell. That is why the distance between the nucleus and outermost electron increases. Now all of you know, since the distance increases, attraction decreases. So it cannot attract towards the outermost electron. So radius increases. So this is the concept of radius. Now if we understand the concept of radius, then we can easily understand the next concept, ionization energy or ionization potential. These two terms are not equal but more or less equal for class 10, because we have the same chapter in class 11 also, NEET also, but for class 10 more or less they are equal. Don't bother about the what is the difference between ionization energy or ionization potential. Okay, let's consider they are same. So now try to understand what is the second concept, ionization energy. There are so many terms in the definition, but forget about the term. First understand what is the concept. Ionization energy, amount of energy required to remove the outer electron from the orbit. So again I repeat, what is ionization energy or ionization potential? The amount of energy required to remove the outermost electron from an atom. Okay, there are few terms in this definition. Atom must be in ground state, atom must be in gaseous state. Okay, okay, why the atom in gaseous state? Because all of you know, if it is solid, we know in case of solid the atoms are more closely packed, but in case of gas they are loosely bounded. Okay, they are loose, so it is easier to remove. But if you consider solid, then it is very difficult to remove, because solid elements or atoms or ion, they are closely or compactly packed. Okay, don't think about these two. First try to understand the concept. What is ionization energy? The amount of energy required to remove this electron. If you understand the radius, then you can easily capture this concept. See, so again, what is ionization energy? Amount of energy required to remove this electron. Now try to understand, if the magnet and iron very close to each other, there are strong attraction force. So as you move left to right, radius, what is about radius? Radius decreases. Okay, look at the board. See, it is the, suppose one element, it is another element. Radius decreases as we move left to right, and as we move downwards, radius increases. Okay, now try to understand. Tell me, here proton is there, here electron is there, and here also proton, electron. Okay, now tell me in which case the attraction is more. Obviously here, because if the distance decreases, attraction increases. So here distance less, so attraction more. Since here proton attracts the electron with more force, why? Because here very less distance. So since the proton attracts the electron with more force, it is very difficult to remove electron. Why it is difficult? Because proton attracts the electron with very strong force, because the distance is very less. But here, since the distance is comparatively more than that of this atom, so proton properly cannot attract this electron like this element. So proton cannot attract. So we can easily remove this. We cannot easily remove this element because the distance is less. So tell me, in which cases more energy is required to remove the electron? Obviously here. So its ionization potential is more. Do you understand? Okay. Now again look at the board. As you move downwards, tell me, in case of this atom or in case of this atom, attraction is more. Obviously here, because here again distance increases, more distance. So since here the distance increases, so attraction become weaker. Okay, so here the less attraction, so we can easily remove this. But in case of this, since the attraction is less as compared to this atom, we cannot remove this element. Do you understand? So we cannot remove this element. So here ionization energy of this element is more. This element is more than that of this element. So try to understand about this element and this element. When you consider these two elements, here radius is more. Sorry, here radius is less. So more attraction we cannot remove. Ionization energy increases. Because what is ionization energy? Amount of energy required to remove this electron. Here for removal more energy is required because more attraction. Okay, but if we consider these two, here distance is more, attraction is less, we can easily remove this. Here we cannot easily remove this because its distance is comparatively less as compared to this distance. So here it is difficult to remove electron, so more energy is required to remove this electron. So here ionization potential increases with respect to this, but its ionization potential become less with compared to this. Understand? So this is the topic or concept regarding radius and ionization energy. Thank you.